OKFM 101.7.
Yeah, Belvedin combo, Nedia Fa, manifesto. Na enran so no yewura Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia or friends am trofo na woni yesu me yebusebusa no kosa solid 4 hours. Na yewura Dennis Miracle Aboagye. What is all your honorable
DC?
Yes.
Once them see that me makase ya honorable na my fanka.
Sir.
One, the pressure bro.
No.
Once honorable na.
Eyi se bia ukoto fufu no ne ade ade a ombeto so.
Le be no class pressure. So do ya to so na wo to bi ma 4 or 5 other people. Then ya front na to wa na man ke. We be to so die o ba mo ya to so no. Na obi gira o che ti ya to so ya na wutu ya ma no.
Na wutu ya ma.
Ti am penisa. Ti am patriot miracles no. Ona wo dey to pressure. I fe ukodu me kodu ekropon se ya. Wache ye wo kwa ho na me to wache. Afa o gira wa ha na fe se wo na bo de gira kwa wo to wache. Me pass am.
Mo pe wona bia.
David. Today, when you free some of them, I'm Tommy watching, I'm Tommy Kuku.
Okay. Last week, we a manifesto. And it says Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, a friend and 12 for say Obi Musan question. Now, for solid 4 hours, Obi Musan, but every manifesto no. At the end, MPP manifesto. That's so sing NDC there. What so launching Saturday.
Senior, I think sir, from MPP perspective, no, me NDC there I am myself, sir. But from the MPP perspective, no, you did say, and fear what tree no, and she say any near me be a dear to acquaim. Amo maino dodo na esisi ye akoye na dodo na so na aka enyansi ye enkoye nti wo fa ye manifesto ya ye de ato abontin ya obehu say the first 2 chapters of your manifesto no eka dia ye babeto ye ene dia yetumi aye ye ka de yetumi aye wi a na fe de yakọ ye commitment ana ye koye nim no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia eni so ade hu da eso a owo ema oman no na ye 2024 manifesto no de man ye strong ko ne say ye de manifesto no esi enan ana say foundation bia na enkane no na ye nyanya wo man we mu nti manifesto no hwe niam a ye no aye di se asomman no etumesisi yie no na ya kire kwan be fa so ye be bo ho ban ye wia e ya hwe de aka ye ntumi ye no so de na sese ye na yetumi etumi edeko nim. For example, senior minu nyina be ya dwen se oman we ade ba ko for a very long time na edi yenya eye homesua honsem apomode honsem yen road infrastructure nenimpo menka road nko a mede transport infrastructure inti road ka ho railways ka ho marine anansuo so eka ho ene aviation wuwia enyuma nsem nso eyade bako a na high adwe. Into the biggest question is that for the past 8 years no na saying na asaniema we isiti na DNA to me aye
and about research my impact before and after.
And that is why Mimi Gidi say about where kwakotu you know after all the shades are be true propaganda ye be ye kasentia we say politics there senator de bia we say obi dingu ne ho fie boawo because no man yetie no kra de otie no mfa na dwen den ema no. But I am thinking that beyond saniama we nyina no say sanso back na ebisa ye ho say Ghana nsem no sen netie na hwan ene ye gidi say afie nan ye da ye nim no obetumi pia yen akoyenim. No krane say there is no point in the life of any country they are omine penina omutumi aye. Enunti na neme no ka say even almighty America kromo koto aba November. But omugu so che niama omoba omobeye. And sa niama na omoka no enye different from niama ye kan wansem. The central theme of every state are the same. Oko America, omo campaign na Kamala Harris and Trump you know. Housing edimu akotin. Sure. Jobs edimu akotin. Health edimu akotin. Businesses edimu akotin. In fact, for a very long time in the history of a friend is saying America, in these elections, they are discussing road infrastructure.
America?
Yes. To the extent that Kamala Harris is speaking about intervention at Odebeto Kwemu in rehabilitating and improving road networks.
Because Nansem will be pa mekofa Queens Albany ho tutu.
Yeah. Inti obia obema yadwen say ye kwa koto aba na uwa abeyimu inti uni hu kwan say obabebe catch me say me ba me yesi you know. The person is missing the point. And that's why I keep asking. The entire ye kokoto aba ne say ye won pempen su bia ye behia kende ni bi na wahwe ne ma bia ya ama yen. Eno nkyere say the ananka ye pese ye nyina ye nsaka. Eno ntina in the year 2004 omampeni kufo no your mampeni enso obekaya all elections no or say so far so good. Okay, senior. That was his 2004. So far, so good. That was on Mampeni Kufo. Meaning say it was fair. Say baby says, now you're Mampeni. I don't know how call and I'm calling so I catch say you talk about man babe. I didn't know I was for babe in 1 year. It's simply because you were 4 years for a buyano. Say on fan shisha niama. Say who pay. Say who pay. And yen niama who pay say we nina na bit within 4 years. Into the hour yen say 4 years in a swan. Na wahwe pempen so ayaba bedu no na webisa wo say baby aye gina nei no 4 years a day enimu no de na ebetumi asanso aye. That is why offer manifesto now you realize that manifesto no crash still doesn't fix all our issues forever and ever. Because anya dey obetumi aye manifesto be fix your problems in either day amayen into manifesto we so ebe ye bia ka baby aye wonom na ye kodu 2028 nso a ya hwe say empempen so be ne yaba bedru bebi aye dru yi no enfie na ye dey enimu no de na ebetu ye dey aye. And that is why this manifesto says that between the year 2017 ebepem 2020 senior obia bedia dance say oman we in terms of economic growth it was without question. Bebi aye be for mine in the year 2017 GDP, inflation, exchange rate, reserves, every aspect of our economy improved drastically between 2017 to 2020. And no a change bien ni ho. So say ye pew. Say ye pew. Ye bedu 2020 no. Ye benya akwanhie bi. Na eto de bia sama make kan say bia wodwen say bia eye excuse aban we use a no we bisa won say okay oman bi wo ho a ono so ekotru sa akwanhia ni mu ana oman bi ani ho de a let say excuse but so oman bi wo ho de a ene e be den say obetumi aka say excuse. Then we quickly look around. Senior, there is not a single country in the world we are safe na ba komponi ho a ye beka say neme no ka say on go through economic struggles and nti all place obey no afrim. UK today, me no can say up to now, the United Kingdom is still struggling to get out of the economic crisis.
You money be all crana like Costco, Asda, no near the idea. Oh, twa, yaman to two.
Oh, at some point, Germany, at some point last year, almost short say is some any oil. At some point, in fact, Obekaya 2022, it's an economic crisis in the UK. Almost kate, almost change your prime ministers. I think twice or 3 times within 6 months because of this. Emma Yanka say you have macro binya exchequer position. You kwesi party. Do baby crano. ekofa problem e pa mo because yes ade na oye no hu so e ma the prime minister so ye den ekoy nti oman bia true United States senior me no ka say omo do 40% high inflation omo e fe say 40-year high inflation omo hu bida in the last 40 years omo share inflation akosro to that level da nti clearly no the world is going through a lot. I was being told about 2 weeks ago say oko China container na eye be $1,000 $2,000 ebi wo kra na ye $1,500 no say then I'm $7,500 any $8,500 na see emu sa kana ya ship yi femu na de ba Africa yi e friend say Israel for ne for Hamas for instance minti e ho tension ba ho nti say containers fi abuchima mu China na ya na ba entumi mfa saa e ho no emma nti e konwan kwan tenten nti e ma freight cost e kosoro. What it means is that e be affecting yama na ye den ye fefi abrochi no e dem ha niema e wo ha ye use yi emu be 80% me gidi se fi Turkey edu ba bi no Turkey inflation e koya kodu 80%. Nti se wokoto microphone yi fi Turkey $100 a month before na ade buy ya o se akoto bi ma akọ $180 e ka no ye de be ma consumer no e wo my way mu nti se ye mpew e yo how ni abebresa ni akwanhia ye ba be hia ye be no nkire se wo ya aban na wo hia sa akwanhia na wo beto nsa akọ wiem na waka se mabre mintumi ye ho hwe nti de ampe bi amonye enu nti na efi 2020 ho a bepem nei aban we ya dane ni o man kakranka to make sure say in spite of the difficulties no you betu ya magana ni ho ahehan no senior okwa amayaman foforo so a enda fam kra wo Nigeria hey what you say Nigeria they've been protesting for the last 1 month. You are aware?
Yeah.
In the northern part of Nigeria they've been protesting for the last 1 month. In fact, Nigeria they are breaking into supermarkets and malls and shops. Okay, say Nigeria somewhere last year. Now almost the sika to sika. I don't know if you recall.
Yeah.
They were buying money with money. Nigeria. Edu baby now kweti ama unye sika yi. Into be kreska. Odo de na mana. No so de. It be a woman 1,000 no ama 800. So what you say? Dollar e won Nigeria and now pay be crown here den. Inti we really need to understand say a lot of countries are going through a lot of crisis. And for us as a country no say nya politics pa na ye ba be ye na enye say bia mijina ha pa dia senior I can tell you without any shadow of doubt say in all humility say ye nya ban papa wo hwe kwan a in the midst of crisis nesefo ye tuomoka teacherfo ye tuomoka in the midst of crisis ye fa nesefo adwumem ye fa teacherfo adwumem
and this for say mo sheda wonim sa ka be 3 months me beto aba mo si ye fa nipa 15,000 na mo fa mo wie a na mo ntimi ntua mo kante o mo de o mo nko o mo nwie fa o mo ba betua ka afi mo pese mo de nya vote
sina wo say NDC for no typically nankasa no election way aye dia momo nti nsem ni bi wo mo kan hu ne tie hu ne nan senior unim say no government in the history of the Fourth Republic has recruited nurses, doctors and health professionals within 8 years than the MPP has done. So 15,000 or more kano and no kwani recruitment in the last 8 years ana
oh there be
yeah ba be mu no na nurse for etifie ba chotie ni you nurse for etifie a NDC for anform 2013 2014 2015 2016. In fact, let me put it on record. For the entire 4 years of former President Mahama presidency, next 4 years school under his presidency, in the year 2019, your recruitment had the finance for no, you conform from 2013, 2014, 2015, and 2016.
Because there was a freeze on employment.
Exactly. No, okay. It's true. There was a freeze on public sector employment, especially teachers, nurses, and the care count. And there's no doubt about that. But that should tell you, say, so Baba Catcher will say, yeah, Kotwaba, 18 a year for next for 15,000. Now Bisa will say next for the door na yafa in the past 8 years, no. And no, how do you account for that? Now we are aware, say, you see, NDC, I can open the letter and read to you. November 2016. Aka 2 weeks I got to Abano. Omo finance for my way. Omo release, in fact, Omo release financial clearance. Omo the recruiting nurse for. Now what happened is that because it was so close to the elections, Omo to my recruitment in a and I got to Aba. Ya to Aba we Omo lusu December muno. No more finance for. You Omo lusu elections no December muno. No more finance for. You see, when it's time for serious business, senior men say possible. Allowing you is Omo ye. Now Refi say 13th for say 18th December and almost sign a friend is saying contract to the box site and man Crovo. Even on the 6th of January 2017, NDC for a signing contracts. There's nothing wrong with that because until somebody hand you over a Viano or Independence Square, now new president and I swear autono, una president. There's nothing wrong with that. And see, what is the big deal? If I buy now our finance for any teacher for seeing Obiano. Or say finance for any teacher for nti anya bia yenya financial clearance ye betumi finance for no yenka say abato nti ye mfa wo mo ye beje o matena fie te say na wo je o matena fie 4 years na and the fact of the matter is say in spite of the crisis senior there is not a single public sector employee obeka church bosumi aso abaye ntumi ntuaneka. In fact, even in the crisis we are increasing public sector salaries even in the crisis. Okay, say somewhere in 2015, what's it? But say
so recent year, I'm say 23%.
23 is 25%. Yeah. Okay, say under the NDC when they encountered crisis, almost the 3 months pay policy be by. See, you can't blame them because the economy was struggling. So the easiest way for them was to cut corners. Into what was happening, they say, "TJ did not have fun no." Oh yeah, you 1 year, 1 year. Abayin say even though why 1 year no. Nke say me tu aka 12 months ba miniska intimate you 3 months nurse ni oye adwuma 1 year yes miniska intimate you 3 months no more friend pay friend is saying 3 months pay policy but we haven't seen that under this government. In fact 2020 crisis in buy no it's on the your friend is saying health crisis in Abai was forced to employ a lot more nurses at that time and introduce additional allowances and incentives at that time to ensure that we protect the lives of this country. And then I say senior 5 million Ghana former over 5 million and a senior high school education more a buying or minor etium hoka free. Maminka Semitro, Brakwame, every 2017 Bepemune, a buying a spending over 129 billion on free senior high school. 129 billion on free senior high school. You triple the amount of money we spend on senior high school from 6 billion a year to 18 billion every year. But
so what here his excellency John Dramani Mahama on free senior high school oba expand the infrastructure beba enrollment in Bekoso then put on the about private schools nina obe enroll no nina
I keep saying this. They be amekasa same way. Hwe. Say obi be catch us say me ba. Me yesi amowa. Me any problem. Aden that say your Ghana your problems na the same. It is solutions no normally similar. Me how am me wo e former president when say yen tunte so to fam en sign fire teacher man yeden. Enfa. Ghana any nipa ho ade. 2008 wabra na free senior high school enyam be ye policy kra na ye ka ho asem keke kra no wona political party ye advert mako 46 etia policy na ye nyam ma yo say enya de papa. In fact Lee Okran, Minister for Education under the NDC, etna TV so kan say free senior high school no enya possible nanka eyade ye betumi aye anka Kwame Nkrumah ye na Kwame Nkrumah ntumi aye ne de ne nche ya de betumi na even the Soviet Union kra entumi ama secondary education and ye free okawo TV so senior and the General Secretary of the NDC Fifi Kwete ekaye ofre press conference e catch am say free senior high school na ye promise no all lie be lie 419 policy senior NDC 4 year protest ewo car kwan ho e march ye ebo band free education 419 free education 419 omampeni dada John Dramani Mahama ejina Ghana fo nyina enim ka kire say I will not implement free senior high school education on the whimsical promises of a desperate politician. Ni twi ni say men sorry enye free senior high school because politician bi to say Akufo-Addo a ose chinchinachi e say your mampeni e promise. Senior, even after we brought free senior high school education, omo ka kire and say free senior high school education ebema the quality of education akofem. Nyame adom quality na akofem. The performance of the free senior high school graduates, it is better than every WASSE resource we have seen in the past. When that resource also came out, the same former president Bekache Ghana for you say, oh, at the end of the crano, omu wiaye. Now, omu no teacher for the care bomu wiaye, and yes, sir, and come to me, yes, sir, resource, no. Senior, and no, anything as Oba Bekache and say, all of a sudden, free senior high school that we go home, yes, and your mama keke afede ebusiafo montoma me na se montoma me a omo di ade ne bae no ko mahu ye omo na ade ne yom dae so no omo ehu ye omo ade ne yom ni so ade hu no omo ehu ye mi mu a be kaseti aye mi a me se mi ni gide wom mi a me se enye possible mi a me se mi wo 2 billion am fanship no me metumi aye ni ye sen de ode ade ne bae no senior does it add up sebi o wadaro ma ade nchi you but se ukasa se mu ekira oba 9-year-old kra we bisa se dada ho men kai say enye possible say yebe chinchim other aspect of free senior high school. There are so many other aspects of free senior high school we need to continuously improve. But whatever between the person who brought the policy and the person who spoke against the policy and fought it no ye ka say chusu baako nanya gidie wo ni mu say obetumi improve ya hwan na obefa. Na unim abakosem bi wo ho amenkai wo ade baako nti a Ghana fonje John Mahama any NDC ND his excellency any NDC ND on their promises no enie okay national health insurance scheme
sure
a brab opampeni ko for the national health insurance scheme eba in 2003 no unim say their NDC for year free senior high school policy sa pepe no mo year national health insurance in fact omo boycott the passage of the national health insurance cry in parliament. Omo say Ghana yendum pempenso a yebetumi afọ man sika etu obi a ho ayaresa ho ka. But for the record, we are aware say NDC PNDC and the health pay cash and carry by. Until the 1988 no. Now we are aware say Ghana ni entuya health ka e hospitals. So we are aware. It's NDC na introduce cash and carry in our healthcare system in this country. Fast forward, omampeni kufo by you know say Ghana fo wu adentin ese so bitumi yare e wo kuku a ayesuwa no na ese ne sika onni nti na wewu owo ka obi anadwo desuo mu na wewu obi ti pai no onni sika o de beko hospital immediately na wewu yentumi nchekere oman sa kwan no so nti se ne etie bia si ye ho chi yen si ye ho nchi yen si ye wo sika asoman si ye ni sika asoman apomuden wo nsam nko ade yentua ho ka yetua ne yesika nyina sakra enye hwe ino the national health insurance scheme ye den e baaye omugu national health insurance scheme hu fi e kan say tax a NHIA tax a national health insurance tax a mampeni ko for de aba no e criminal
sa levy no
nti omo ma ho kwan e manemba omo baaye no betu mu. Now do you know what happened in 2008 ye koto aba na afede omu say afede health insurance no aba be crucial. Say we a political party na say one car health insurance no one say me ye pa there. There is no way I'll be winning elections because everybody was happy. In fact, till date, me did say ubi so bia or my way so onka policy ba ko Ghana ha. Ghana ni bia ni jenwa a health insurance. Because I don't know here ni etu to me a story kwaji apobodin. Enti now they realize that elections here thing. You see a peko in biso near the whole better health insurance. So do you know what they did? Almost start here. Health insurance and kwa for when we ye montoma yen sa premium na afibia mutua e renew health insurance no ye be no one time eti wo no utua saa premium no baako pa untua biem kopem ta ma obewu
professor Mills pencil
ai untua biem kopem ta ma obewu na yen na ebetumi aye ade ne yentimo ntoma yen ugidi se wo ye Ghana ni na otasa asemu ya wonfa health insurance aba e de opomuden ho sema akoyie untua hwe afo obi abe promise se o renewal na kra no mema otua ne baako pe untua biem kopem ta ma obewu a so obedi afa Ghana fo gina eno so eto aba ma former president Mahama and former president Atamels NDC aban for 80 years omoba abemu they never mentioned anything about one-time premium health insurance. In fact, the only time omoka anwa asem no the general secretary of Fifi Kwete fafo na Google Fifi Kwete on national health insurance e ka che Ghana for say sa promise bi na omode maye no it was overly ambitious and yet realistic. Intenya do mbetumi aye sambre no ne yenya to aba momo awie ye ho hwe a enye muntaka honorable muntaka kama pressure ba omo so 2014 2015 no SEO mo relax 2016 by second quarter they implemented one time premium ye kokoto aba in 2016 they will never mention anything about one time premium you know modifi aba mu the same game plan yen kasantia free senior high school yen gu ho fi yen to ho pen abato mbraso ade no ehia Ghana for pawo 5.7 million people senior it means that anya hwekra ya fa ne se busua bi ade emienu kra over 2.5 million households 2.5 million households and are benefited from free senior high school. It is one of the most powerful political tools that any political party can have. I'm telling you, do not play with the free senior high school policy. Whether osikeni and now ohieni, the fact that woba ebeko school ofa ne baga na oko school sikana ankempo wodi babeko tuya ne school fees no utumi the top provisions ni bi yedan eka homa no anane mpabwe bi owo no sempo wo ye sikeni a anka beto shoe ba kwama na utumi nya sa sika no eto mienu no. Don't play with such a policy. Free senior high school the only policy a create equity among the poor and the rich to dream and believe say they can be anything they want to be in this world. Me, I know what I'm talking about, and you can see I'm getting emotional. So what's in a classroom? And my teacher near back classroom, I bet pam way for classroom da. Obeti free senior high school.
You do exam time, and we must that list never.
I'm telling you. Now a doom spirit, a come soon. They are waiting to be free with him. Now, all prepare for exams, no. A son is a dear who shows a beza beba class in tea. They are all kind of crampono and co with him. Now, Bibia say, Meti Okwapaman School Assembly Hall. Nekasia pa. Na yashe ya honi ye true exams. Na beza. Na utrodi na na share gates. Utrodi na share gates. Na when you tria say beza e ura na okra sheet of paper. Na wafo akogina stage na so. Ni eba be frel. Na wugina ho saa ni abeto book nim na wudi bezechi. Nothing kills the spirit of a young child than that. Nothing. Eti say usore na hu say obi a good free senior high school hu fia no ntia. Let me also tell you another thing that free senior high school does. And na meti ya me no kase yi. A me kweku Aboagye me feel late. Me to be gina stage so. Na me gina vice president of the Republic of Ghana ho. Na me to be moderating the program man no. Education. Because senior sa wo kolate. Na wo ko ho baby am fi e wa abegye dia. Wo baby hu sa ho say senye school. E na me nya opportunity am ko ya. Enka kwan ben na nka mefa so. Na me ne cantonment forma. Na me ne laboni forma. Etu me nya opportunity. Atena dan ba komu na me no medi nkomo. Why do you want to deny other children this opportunity? And I'm a living example of how a poor person's child, of how people who are vulnerable omomba and so bet to be nya opportunity. Otherwise dem biom osikeni betumi awo ne ba na nko school kra obe bie adwuma no de ne ba na yeden ato ano adan ye papa kwa me despite we bie peace fm boa owo ne ba na nko school opa obetumi kan say nko school no pe bia be production assistant adwuma na ye be che no wesua na adwuma no de ope e no ye e ma ne ba no meboa na me papa ni bi me ma me ye teacher eti se me no se me nya kwan nko school a e de na me de me bra e ba be ye na wako school senior na bibia yen ya say wo be ko school no wo be ko kwabman day 1 no untua school fees ne ye enti we wura school ni mo no ye ma wo chete ne kwa na wakodom na wakonya bebiada na wo tetete na wo nam denchi utumi ko shut down class saa
ayi Prempeh College crowd here obi a onim Prempeh College bia wo wura wa na beza office ne wo left and assembly hall no right nti wo ru niam agu assembly hall nanim no wa wura ho I'm
telling you me say me go school me ko shut down class because you see strategy me mama if you be use ne say time ne be so a no ko apply for loan no if you GCB na ye process ye ma ye be school until first 1 week ne de wo be try my process na koso onso ntumi ntere fie enti wo ne nam kwan ho e ready a no send ya ma now they akotua now what happens is that because won tua enti ya ma baby nda to the whole day now shut down class and na do 9 pm no wa besen boko no wa ko dem na ye house master Mr. Debra Nyankopon fa ne crancy wan ye lucky na Mr. Debra so mu a mba wo betwa wo no asa me na metua fees no me na anya me na esa metua school fees no me ma me na deka na me no ye twa me ma na se me ma me atumi abre ni moja eni abre ni moria eni abɔ me ho ka na nyame adom metumi anya metie didi ma wa bedu se ya me nka bi ma free senior high school ana because ayo bia no benya ma me te se me ma me na watumi atete ne ho ntoma nyina ahwe me say what you say it is enya aban bi na sa aban ne say Ghana ni bia wo Ghana fa na nyina no se ne yetie bia se ne ye de o man sika ye health e ma ye no ye besa de o man sika aye education na anye hwe mpo no wo de ye ma wo opportunity se wo sai na wonim se wo na ye den wo sai no but wo katena fie dia no wantumi anko school esa no hia dia enye wo fault ko ohia nti e na wantumi anko ye nyi mfiri kwa mu na won so tumi ko school ni bi ne ye hwe se wo betumi nya opportunity bi ewom na wotumi aye dia obe ya ene se memete ha na ye di sankomo ya I will advocate on every occasion for both the poor and the rich because I know what it means to owe fees in school. NDC now realizes that Ghana for do na education free senior high school na tum. Nti yamfa ye ho andomo a ye beto abeti ayen. Nti ade no ye di kaya kadada. Say ye ni gidie wom. In fact, one of the reasons why NDC focus say we will review free senior high school. Now you say they will cancel it. Almost say a review doesn't mean cancel no any. Ade no from history amedia mo nyina che say mun nyi didie wom meboa.
But now we betre mu.
Meba. Who the kind say ukura sika 2 billion kra won fan shim. Yeah, the 129 billion na shim. Enti wo no that means you are not ready to even invest that much. O san so the kind say unji ndi say free SHS no e say eyema obia. O say e say etuma ebi mo mbetumi tua ye den entua. They've said that. It is obe catch me say obe reviewer. Review. It doesn't necessarily mean cancel, but it means cancel as well. Review means that free SHS no a fee paying. The only thing free SHS does and they say bill bi na nka obeza de be ma wo. Now dia ko fie na perpetua no. Obeza de sa bill no ama aban e na aban ye den etua ma. That is the policy bi nka ho. Free SHS policy no one no. It is a worker say obe reviewer. These are the things you are likely to do. One, a bia oba review now person we na kire say wo de sika ni bi be den e be ka ho. It can be a review. A bin so a oba obete so. It can also be a review. And
a components no be yi bi
afim. It can also be a review. A bi kura so a oba obeti bi aka say kwame amu betumi tua. Nti onu ntua. Kwame nkomati ka say don't tumi ntua. Nti onu ye betua ma no. Obetumi aye no so meboa. Nti review can mean several things. But at the moment, you to make us about cancel because of comments when making no nature the kind of reviewer who envisages obey. You have said you don't think everybody waka or man penny mama can say on you say to fees mobia waka or say yes be mutua na be muntua. So that is his belief. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia belief and say uye here no uye second interest school fees in maba abai asudi no. So there's a big difference between what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia believes on free SHS and what John Mahama also, His Excellency, also believes on free SHS. It is a catcher of say what you say about Bichumwa. We are right based on what comment we make and then we principle our on free senior high school. Number 2, senior. Esen so mo say Ghana for bebre free CR school atumunti all of a sudden. Ye ba free SHS no kra. Omo mo de ba mo hu ye.
Say be a committee ni ko tena ase no.
No mo so me no.
Omo de niam agu akwam to say ye expand ye betimi expand.
That is what actually this election comes down to. This election comes down to the two individuals, former President Mahama and Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Why? Ene ye wo gidie e wo ono ene na ban mu. Eho ene ye ba behwe say musu ene mo ban no Senate ye. Die si anano nti ena Ghana fo nyi didie bia wo Dr. Mahama His Excellency mu no. Eye the same strategy. National Health Insurance no. Say committee no kwatra say 2008 no say health insurance na kasati ya na fe de Ghana fa jatum. Nti yen kan chom say be no one time premium ye be ni ye. Ye buy no ye. So man ye 8 years oman ye basata na enya to amamo we ye hwe yi. Nti enei say ye kasa mpenifo mi ni ye be yi ba ko based on sad we are. Why should anybody or why would anybody vote for the NDC knowing what they did to us in the past? Because on my back some kire say ya no mo ye abato obeso a ade na omo se omo ni gidie wo mu no no ma dane omo te say chameleon no no mo say afede ye gidi wo de mo a no mo gya to nchen because they have no belief in it. If it is based on track record, see a to aba no based on trust and sincerity there. Former President Mahama and Nabai, they have no basis to stand in front of us and tell us that we should vote for them. And you're very disrespectful. And you're very disrespectful on the part of the former president to tell teachers and nurses, say, Omuntu Abamano. Because school for no more college or nursing and teachers, and here for mano, would your allowance free on him? Abba. I think
it was later restored.
No, they never restored it.
Okay.
Even to date, Krasa Stella will come once. Even today, still talking about it. They cancelled it. Almost say on a loan. They rather want to make it a loan to the extent that I say when Quentin me free a mobile 20 yami and Kamuntu yami. Eti adentina nursing your nursing college and ne on to Abama. Oh dear, and never con was a Montomami because more allowance no. I buy so to 12 months, but them car 4 months on GI. As I'm okay now. Say what ye senior. Say what if you are one year juma. And they say we adwuma that for that say beka chese o si akwame and they no advert buy and share so nti mama next month we see kana akemu no metua ma de na befa mefa de because anya hwe krampo no obetimi akọ Fidelity Bank and na stand chat no aka chom say mama mo besi na me pay slip ni ye de meka obetimi ba father this waka che father say father we dem am introductory letter che say we de meka na me fa nkoje bosia na me didi emfa shape meboa. So they are never the same. Cancelling and taking away my allowance. And yet, it is not the same as say, I buy it here, not the make some months. It's the identity say, or two Abama based on the away man. No. There is no basis. Sure, senior, and you're very disrespectful on the part of the former president to tell medical doctors someone to Abama. When he looked them in the eyes and told them, say, compensation, all the doctors asked at that time, they say, Mr. Shemo, Mama, your conditions of service, no. And improve kakra. Do you know as someone catch or show money catch say he is not going to negotiate with them. In fact, based on some no catch doctors no or call Botswana was Rwanda. I think it was Rwanda. In the presence of foreign people or catch say me krum omo strikes my catch say me ma be me who strike who my also join funu means so sekai. It's labor unrest means nothing to me. He looked in the eyes of the labor and told them this. And you're very disrespectful. For you to come back to them 4 months later and tell them say they should vote for you. It's disrespectful. It's painful. Former President Mahama, ojaye she esumu ke bi bomu. Unim di oyeye. Esumu ne ba ye no, okwa abrochire. No ka kire wiase afa na nyina say Ghana, ye nya crisis. Ye de sumu. Nti wo generator no, fa be fam yen. Generator no de ba we the fabesi wo yebetua na kakra ade no kra de wo de besi wo say we generate power no je power na wo generate no see ye use yebetua ka kwa me teni ye and omo the generators bebre ba ye enti ye free bebre. Do you know what happens by the time I do 2016 no na ye generators bebre go as a generators no e bro power kra ye hia so but ye what happened sika a ye de beto fuel sika a ye beto fuel egu generators ni no na ye ni bi enti we had so much power generation capacity but we didn't have money to buy fuel to power these generators. Senior, for 4 years 4 good years in the life of this country were left in darkness.
We only came and then oiled it.
Oh, but that is actually true. Obia ni ho chinje you. Now we say you position no, na de bia catch Ghana for say your energy crisis no financial. We be say na yeka. Yes, we are not disputing that. But senior meba o. Say oba ko free generator but they say anything. So that's what they did. In fact, one of the reasons why we are going through debt crisis, because a lot of the IPPs are signing, take or pay. Yeah, take or pay. Because generator they say me free generator, they're saying a strategy. The real problem for this country when it comes to energy, the ability to buy the fuel to power the energy. That is the problem. It's true. But for 4 years, the truth of the matter is that for 4 years, they could not buy fuel to power generators they have taken on credit to give us electricity. And you know what happens? Factories shut down. Media houses lay off workers. You laid off workers.
Yes.
In this media house. Edu baby no for the first time in the history of this country, everybody turn that radio station upon because we're running on generator. Inti abo be 10-9 no upon ewiakete ubetuni ato radio station be no na yehye because omo need to better power. Advert so mbebo no mo dey just kano. Companies ne dey be advert ne beba no. Companies also are struggling. Inti omo mebo advert inti enwuma guye. Nkrofo ekunu nim no omo yene ma ware aguye because abo 6 wapo adwuma eso okofie light ne fie inti wafa madams no be 2-3 sakumo no ablekuma ena madina inti sakumo no light no that time ne ko off 3 days inti 3 days ne kodi ablekuma na ablekuma light ne ko off na madina de ne ba ne yakọ. That is am kofa ware aguye kofa ware aguye o friend us you menhwe ball meba sisi a won light ne fie nti. That is the situation. In Kofabusuafo eda theater bed so ye yom operation near doom light. People's husbands, people's family died on the hospital bed. And ne oba be catch say ento abamawa senior, it's very disrespectful. Ghana for emrantie catch yen say ye ni adwuma omampani ye pedwuma. Wa ban mu mpanin for catch o mo say o mo nkotwa grass. Rashid Pepu o say mo nkotwa grass na mo fa begu kwan ho na mo nton. E kire so a ye yete mountains
no mponche na wi o lucrative.
Yo okay no problem. But see enti ye kotoaba for abanya otumidi nnwuma a ebetumi sustainable ba. Any abanya o se yentwa nwan eduane mo no mo nton. I mean it's as simple as that. Osan ka kire say yen kom wura ni yen kosese buo mbegu kwan ho ni yen hyehye ebuo mbegu kwan ho ni yen hyehye ni yen ton enokre job mi so no obi o lata bi enim say tama na ye so no ye business na ye pa ye ebo pai oba na mete ebo so ma pai pa na ma hyehye na wo hwe me tintin ye na ya you can imagine me tintin tama na me class 3 sisi akra me tintin yi na kete na me fu ebo na atwede na me fu na onim the only time I di emo ene te ya share ebo no ye share ebo na eno afini mu nyina tama be di emo ko efie no wo be di fufu na pai wi na enwumre ne banku emo no de luxurious ye di ni Christmas. It's that would be ya obeton ebo aye be hye no wogi wusika na akoto mo half cup eti mama wo fufuo no na wo de wo mo esiso eti sadan de e shades nko a konko na obedi obi edi fufuo na weti wo mo eti wo ba na ma hyehye ebo na mete so a wo mountains a enya sam keto a ye hye ne pan Lata Methodist Primary School na ye si ye no ye na ye pa ebo edisi school no so the eno so wo ho na mom senior millions of young Ghanaians no mo pa adwuma no omu nyina no mo kopa ebo omu nyina na nkopa ebo ye krom na bi ebo wa ye be pa ya mi nyini se kwa me krom wa ebo ho ye de at mountain so enti obi na nkopa ebo but that is the solution he brought to us. In fact, a Drew baby were my way mu under former president, and I'm saying all of this is because strategy be NDC for fun say about we are kokotuni you were close to some 3 million voters here. They were never there and never saw the presidency of former President Mahama. And to him, so what the 18 and now, we more ya when you know ya buy or tisu yo. What the also ya on one because Tamana former President Mahama wa be now 10 years. 10 years and they say edum kane na mada so aban bi na edum no say they ono nim inti ene no the 18-year-old person no kwakoto aba no the onimu aye ekufo ado aban. But the truth of the matter, it says Gen Z's say definitely we need to make a choice between two leaders, and the former president is surely not an option. I respect him; he's a fine man, he's a good man. But the truth of the matter, I say, he's had an opportunity to be vice president, he's had an opportunity to be president, and in each of these roles, he was abysmal, he was incompetent, and he was a total failure. As vice president, video no. If I last week, my boy, what the next chapter shows. So, John Jinapo, he honorable. I know your spokesperson for the vice president, John Mahama. I can with TV so say, you be say, what role is your boss, the vice president, playing in government? Or say the president, former President Atamils, has decided say or no Atamils will take care of the serious government business, and these are his words. Serious government business. He's concentrating on the economy and all the core government business. And my boss, the vice president, is taking care of the social issues and the media interactions. So my boss is all over the place. That's why you see him all over the place, engaged in social issues. Into a outdooring, or our day, or speech and prize giving day.
Say better to me about public lectures.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes, a social event. So that was his job as vice president. So I just say he has nothing to show. And then former Dr. Mahmoud Bamia Kanye, I want a lecture and say, be counted for something. Be counted for something. No matter what it is, be counted for something. Something positive. Definitely you have a negative on you. But why is it that negatives in one? Where is the positive? One thing, mention one thing. I say, oh, me as vice president and as president there, I dear my champion, me initiative, I'm a champion, and they about my women back up.
University of Ghana Medical School.
Why didn't see infrastructure? You see infrastructure, you didn't see the BIM. Can I say a good for the son? Can I say a man transfer of a ball?
Range Hospital.
You can see a man transfer of a ball. You see a man for and can see a man. Infrastructure, the unim. Infrastructure, no. A budget line. Si can one of the mark contract and quad obesi. And we have found solving problems. Problems are obi enyebi. And I'll give you an example. The reason why infrastructure ain't big deal, and they say, to me spreading infrastructure at the same time, MOB enyebi. It is an infrastructure and kwan now the bay or record there. It means that omo munya asade no so for so kwan ebeto abama. Because see airport terminal 3. Me kro mu late. Ye do sign e airport terminal 3. Etu see terminal 3 now say ode no. Ena wo say eno na ye die ntia nyina so nto abama wa. Meto atia wo. Because the only way I met to on say Kufa de late manfe kwan. It is a miminya media there. Infrastructure no minya media there magina so ato aba. So infrastructure nya there. Eno no obo numbers no ai obo na odi a kire dia waye ne dia odi oman ni sika ye. Ben nya dia wutumi gina so say mi so anumu na me de ewura abato ofufrom. Because obi aye bi. Nana Dankwa Kufa do kwhwe development awaye University of Development Studies. Nansiya University of Health and Allied Sciences. Kwhwe University of Energy and Natural Resources. Abambe na aba we initiate 111 hospitals at the same time. 111 hospitals.
Bungalows,
no government has since Nkrumah betwemu abembie no we provide infrastructure accommodation ama police e Kufado. Since Nkrumah twemu abembie no we provide logistics cars, any logistics ama police, any security services e Kufado. Since Nkrumah Nana Dankwa Kufa at least 11,974 kilometers of routes and a wayama on my way in 8 years. Former President Mahama also called Parliament. Omunyina called Parliament. Ekoyom record. On also say 4,600 or so routes. It is an infrastructure and just to Abadia and you want to me a campaign. There is no sector in infrastructure Mahama Uchayen, His Excellency. None. The number of if I say fish landing site I see and they cruise ships e cruise fi abrochi memu en nanti wiasa fa nyina na be park e we omina na brofo esi no makoye to ko he Jamestown fishing harbour Sunyane airport enei me no kase obetu atwa ticket na wako ko hwe de aye Okumasi airport ko hwe Tamale airport interchanges aye ebia so Tamale for so into infrastructure there unim say 20 2019 no somebody infrastructure here campaign. What is someone can want them that? Because it's there, vivid.
Okay.
There is no way the NDC can match the MPP anywhere when it comes to infrastructure. Not in any of the sectors. Yen pe in here to me found kola, you triple kola the way my secondary school. I provide infrastructure momo. You started senior high school near your double track. It's said dormitories, classroom blocks and also. Me no can say 80% of secondary schools they are off double track. Omo first year last year no 80% of them are double track. Until you more second year and third year no move facing out now. No more double track that no. No muguso. They are all facing out. The amount of infrastructure by way provided in the education sector no. We have built more hospitals, more health facilities than the NDC did. You are listening in our manifesto town by town, hospital by hospital. Irojet hospitals are co-foshers here in 2008. For 8 years of the NDC government, Oman we Irojet hospital, co-foster for Yeniaba, yes are 9 hospitals. The infrastructure there, you find Kasem. What makes a difference between government A and government B? And they say, "Utumi trust no one doing D." Say, "Hey, are there ben na metumi create a equalizer for every citizen everywhere?" That is what makes the difference. The NDC to date doesn't have any. Ubi somewhere, almost your social intervention, no, and you know one say health insurance and education. In fact, social intervention and one health insurance and one free education. Those are social intervention. Social intervention and only LEAP, livelihood empowerment. Those are social intervention. Social interventions and policies are a creative equal opportunity, enabling opportunity, Emma Obia to be able to thrive. We barrier no because you see the only reason in here obana oye sikeni bano obenya opportunity asemi ane say obenya kwayanko school.
Okay.
So when to be ono say meni bi na to be ko school ametwa no. Enti na to de bi obeka yo mo say site fo no. Eye ye fi site ko private school na private school fo no ntumi ye no. Ko say na ya dwenu ma do fifie no nkoma ye di ne fie no. Ene nkoma ye di ne street ni mo no. Dada ma fo no mo ni bi. Baby. Enti de ye say brofo no befa. Yenya wura school na brofo ne fa pe oboa. Ko question no de man ya. Ye your lifetime experience. Obedwi. Ye betwa. Kwale dada form be wo de no ko gina abeka janhye so on cross go ntumi cross. Ba ye no wo 6 months na wutwa kwan mu. Sa umpe wo betwam. So adi ase na senior ura efie ni mu a nkwala ti fie ni mu ne aunties ne uncles obi a ofie ye be 35. Eti wo no wasori anopa no obi nya ho time bi say have you bath? Oh baby. Say we dware say won dware ye obi asem. Adidie kwa ye no na eduane na kasa ne ye tia ye tini na egu asanka ne wo beto so a wadi bi. So adi ase eti obi ani ahwan. So create that, use the social interventions, to simply give them a slight chance to make it in life.
Come in be UK. Baby, that vicinity, no. School be ye pepe to say baby.
Absolutely, that's what we are trying to get to.
The ultimate can't say, mete dagiam. This is meeting kings.
No.
And answer this number
no.
Westminster.
The same.
The same.
And nothing I started education reforms here. And this is for go umpia ye buefu no. And na kwahwe kwabenya keji no. Classroom bro. Cages na yesisi no. Classrooms ni smart board so. A smart board. Aye. And ankola no keji bo kola bia wa tablet ni.
Kwabenya ho.
Aye, junction so atomic junction is way.
Wow.
Omo tablets si omanim. Nenei Yama senior bisa odame ne mano owo na 3 months no man tablet ene de jiji nkola nani
akola no kura ni mu se ye
3 months bisa odame 3 months no kura tablet na denti ene odame nkoamba ene nkura tablet na odame say tablet ye nya bi ye nkola bremu a ebe den mi wura University of Ghana mi wie level 400 that means so tab mi hu computer da na me kai Mr. Kwame ye wo kwa primary school no Mr. Kwame computer class the only thing I check me here DOS CD dot.
Onamu edambotwe emse the first degree or computer
computer science CD dot.
Na sabre kwa na yes
computer na yes me say na ye ko class no kra ye ko kwa man ye ko ye friend say computer class na Mr. Kwame computer class aye ba besua computer o do saka no abo
Adabi u betie u do say ko kan
ade no say ba say besua computer na ye ba ye be 6 na ye te desktop ba ko na on ka just so mouse ni mu a unsom enei ye chiche tablets among kola nyina wo Ghana wo say tablet na mo cheche no mo de vote na ma menka won asem njiro tablet na ya cheche na yo say ya de vote no wonu so ya share manifesto so obo be cheche tablet
abom
o da shim
me
ya de kan yefo e ko hye yesi hostels ama kan yefo ye twani omo say o de na mo kire kan yefo no mo nkofie omo nkofie na gya ya de a wo kire no o tax kan ye unim say Jomama His Excellency o wa ba mu no na kan yefo tu ya tax adie no mo so no de bi ye na betwemu 2017 kaya ye tax ye na betwemu 2017 it was part of the 25 nuisance taxes ye free so
na ye ju
na etimodem be no no mo je tax kaya ye tax ye na betwemu ene unim say kaya ye hostel ne vocational training unso do show do manifesto
set to improve upon the
ina make catch say ye political trickster or strategy no de nam when we say ade no say wo ka say wan ka ne sa ankofo no betwetia onto de bebi edu yen ka dom pebia enu ti da omo manifesto no omo twa ya say chenchena achi ye de aso mo ayo mo de na kan ya asem a opposition leader de facto leader of the NDC what no opposition 8 years when to me and for manifesto amba nipa ye yi no 6 months ago November ye ono etime de manifesto aba ode ba ye da ye announce say ye be manifesto launch ade eche ya no mo so announce omo de so be na week later na omo manifesto no mo kai no eniema miensa niema okai say 2012 yento obama no oba obeye no wanye mu ba akompo sai na mani na wo manifesto nim de etoso mienu niema yen ye ka say ye be ya ye tro ye manifesto nim na a week before no na nti be ye ka say ye be 1 or say ye be 2 be ye ka say ye manifesto ye be 3 no mo 1 and 4 be ye say ye be 5 no 6 manifesto no de tia no na onim esa ne say 1 ton boase yankai manifesto nti me ka say me che ofo manifesto na 30% of the manifesto niema yegusu ayeye dada wonim otroye or the share them 2012 2020 manifesto nim to copy ni nyina copy and paste into them o form 2012 manifesto no dey to abama no eno ye to abama no so maye o wan ye o for 2012 manifesto na line by line verbatim dey what 2012 manifesto nim eno na watam no dey abehye 2024 manifesto nim wan kan onim say TVET in such a bebre abem or the share manifesto or the shame so about adia ya wie dada yeah or say oba ye ni yeah there is no proper children's or there no children hospital when I come about one onim say ye sibia wie kra oweja onim that is basically how their manifesto no is set up but I can tell you say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia listed 14 thematic areas as the key areas for his manifesto. They kind or say or did he say as I making sure say you back improving on expanding your economy say in 2022 egusu aye be or say he's going to build Ghana into a world class digital economy. For NDC for
I say mobile dollar no free here and the aba be here until you ended up mismanaging the economy.
Unim no crap say anytime the NDC speaks about the economic situation, we don't argue because indeed maybe an economy no kodo no enye between 2017 and 2020 ye improving near mo say any nyina na mame unim say Jomama His Excellency oba aben mu no na inflation 8% or they go 15%. 8% or they go 15%. 2013 to 2016 or they go 15%. He has not a single record as president, not a single record of improving any aspect of our economic indicators. Not even one. Anya shekrampo yejitum. Dollar koya kopim about 23 cedis so say BB 23 cedis so say BB sa. What you say? And they a course no. Ya share manaba fam egusu ayeden. E ba fam. Fuel ankwa do about almost about 26 or 27 cedis somewhere in 2023. 2022 December. And they atia ba fam. Inflation ekwaya kopim 54%. Anko do 54%. And then your manager aba and aba do 20%. I can tell you say by the time we get to December, our inflation will be better than the NDC's inflation. The difference between us and former President Mahama say, your evidence says at the end say ye to me any ye emaneba fem. Senior, call any of the NDC members. Let them tell you one economic indicator. Omuwa bemu e wasro and e course omu to me the bafem. Just one. They have none. we can at least show, say, we have been able to move inflation from 15 to 8% before. And we can also show, say, indeed, it messed up after the COVID situation and went all the way to 54%. But your evidence to show, say, it could do 54%. No? Yet to me, at Swam and before be 20 goes over film. Why? And I will economy, amano. The one that has the record to prove that when it gets bad, he is able to manage it and bring it down and improve. And I said, the one that has no record of bringing it down, but only record of it going up. Every single indicator under John Mahama in the economy echoes through. Only bakumpa e bafem. Why now the economy better? Ebeshen is him. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say, Ojidi say, we have a long way to go when it comes to our economy. And that is why he believed that ya they build the foundation of the economy. No, yemen tunchene, yembo hobai, or no, and a wojidie, a one understanding the boss and yaman hobai, yaman on twaso. He needs to reduce the cost of living. Watch clearly how he's going to reduce the cost of living. Watch clearly how he's going to create jobs and get businesses to expand. Watch clearly a corner breakfast wa yemma. The manifesto no, heavy on women and elderly. A corner breakfast wa the vulnerable in society. Our women, our elderly group, obeshe na wabwa na yasitinemu akwenim. Those things are captured here. Teacher ni ehunu no wa, nurse ni ehunu no wa, doctor ni ehunu no wa, mechanic ehunu no wa, mason, every single Ghanaian you can think of. Offer manifesto here, you see yourself there. We are not saying say we are perfect government. We are not saying say ye need nanso bia we ho, but the can say between Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the former President Mahama Nkwa de aka yemma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia kwan no so de obeye no oyeni yenhwe ye ren fee former President Mahama ye ayaka de odi efemu anytime odi efemu. The man is simply incompetent. He has no idea. He lacks genuity. Okofa the manifesto ya and ye copy no copy festo. Cut and paste. Copy festo. Eno kwa omo bu na copy festo. Because unim. O fire omo copy. Sina ambiza asem. O de ye fa ne say chinjaba. Chinjaba. Papa ya wa bin your Bible Solomon de chinjaba. Nti yan solve problem no. Me the manifesto by last week Sunday. What do you about 7 days later? Why not copy wine?
No, Mark Kaye, no more to tell you.
Okay, Kadia Bakwe, where your manifesto money and Kaye. Every single thing in our manifesto, our flag bearer had already spoken of. It would be okay, and so ye Kaye. Into no council will be at them. Interference and call level another level of testing. Me now, me the manifesto by a week before one. Me copy on our manifesto, not the bad way. I didn't know what no position 8 years. What try am made the manifesto by first. And you copy in here. I didn't know. That me announce say, men launch me manifesto. I did announce we do date by. Now we change the. Not the empire now we change. And you copy in here. Me say, over manifesto now. I did be I see a bear one. I say be two. You see a bear A. Say ya na account quad on baby. Say ye can say a bear C. Say senior papa. Say a papa can some D.
Party a political strategy.
Said me but it's true. NDC they are very good at that. Say nothing no dada in 2008 some bar health insurance no mo cassette or men one time premium. You just to about more man. E bia no mo ye free education. But I can tell you, we are not going to rest. NDC they know they are losing this election, senior. They know.
Why?
They know they are losing these elections because they are not credible. Omo ye credible. They know they don't have a credible leader. Omo need leader or yes sincere or the kasade. Or steez bi. Oh, no, I turn the boss, no kakasa no boko bi, no can the day be. But on your sincere, they are losing the elections. They will lose these elections. Not because MPP is a perfect political party, Debbie, but simply because between the two leaders, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and John Mahama no kwade. You say, utie, unante from na utie nei Dr. Bawumia ye campaign on cry, oka blekuma west na de. O de opa kotieti from guy say ade ne de. Ai, now so MPP ho. But your mama pa dear. Because Oma Hunida. The empire naka your mama de brain be more my way. The empire.
They are going to reset the economy.
Ye pay upgrade. Maminka semichiro. See it ye. Come here, move phone my fee. iOS no, ye update.
Okay.
O reset here. Do you know what reset means? Reset means say what paper de na wo ho ni nyina. Ina okwo share for. Anya bia senior to be very fair with you.
ye were challenges and there were difficulties but would you decide you Ghana hanging papa it's any be as a bomb buying ye need be as so many year so you can't reset Ghana we can't because immediately you reset Ghana it means that you are wiping all the good here former sika omunya le free the school will be wipe health insurance ayedinya obe reset it. Hospitals are yes, yeah, over reset it.
Holistic.
That means I reset because reset there, holistic. Reset, no. You see, again, over reset. Yes, all kinds of only be count. Offer for now, I reset to factory settings. Is that the actual?
Aye.
Into all reset to Nkrumah na. Ghana no be resetting to a champ on time no. And now be reset it to your friend is Rollins time and now reset now okay or resetting it to 4 time. And now your reset is to your time. And I make say or your political tricks no. Or cast them no can it senior. To be very honest with you, we have challenges. We have serious difficulties as a country. No doubt about that. But respectfully, in all humility, what Ghana needs is an upgrade. We need an update. I see a koyenim upgrade. You know what the upgrade does is that niyama pa eyeno eka ebo ho ban ma wo. Na dia ewo ho na enye papa no na fix ya ma wo. That's what an upgrade does. That's what an upgrade does to any system. Let's do a system update. Normally, even tech for the now you don't even talk about reset anymore. It's an update. The update will do 2 things. It will protect all the good things and then to fix the bag. The man has no plan, and that's why he wants to take us back. Who wants to go back, Syria? When they want my woman person come back, even though we have challenges. The penny say, near my power on your bed bomb buying. None of credit, I can't difficult my no. You better fix your money. So between Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is going to upgrade Ghana, and former President Mahama, who wants to reset Ghana, we have a choice to make. And we are making a choice between a reset and an upgrade. And I can tell you, say, the Ghanaian people wants to upgrade and not reset. One raise our reset no kind no crazy. Or doing we year pa anka on casa sem no kind.
Now, and there was a question now, and represent say, oh, wa bem adena. The Obian onion. We said earlier part of our conversation, what they buy.
Yeah.
Emma also can say, so be a war manifesto, and your body and no baba.
And don't put this all can ingest. I don't know, can ingest. And no can ingest of Afedo Becan as him. Was a quanica, Obisa question who say, ye be a dead my ben or say, not 20 boss no church.
Yeah.
The fact is that, and they see a free city high school. And until ye can't educational. Yan drain free senior school fee paying whom be no. I ne ye tertiary di. Enti ye moving on.
Now tertiary di no enyo.
Meba so. Enti ende you know ye discussing education. We are no longer discussing making secondary education free. We are not thinking about tertiary education. Meboa. Enti send ye tie bia at every point in time you would have something to do. Untumi ye na mani nyina ene it's not possible. Because some of the things you even want to do next year, no, and who cover by no, and who family kono, and ne, and ya ready yet, me boy. It is a cover by no family kono ye ready ya. As I bet you day, I can say me, oh to me for class 1 or class 6. Inti ebia, why you want to say ujia, obey a lawyer, but oh to me sorry if KG1 can say me call law school. And so call class 1, class 2, now go through one, we be secondary school, and so I call law school, me boy. Inti, and ya dia obey to me sorry preoccupy a lawyer. And when you may be assessed away ye, into what ye know, now what was no ye become. And that's what this is all about. Otherwise, question be obisai and Kamala Harris, Vice President of the US, or your campaign. And you're not Vice President. I don't know what can on this year. Former President Mahama Kasakasa or no Nankasa. Or by a name 2012 no catches or a spare driver, ye the main driver no. Or no put on your opportunity to be acting president. As a Yakotuaba.
There be a one crown. Were you substantive president?
Yes, or you substantive, yes. Other than Sambreno, why implementing your mayors or Yenina Preco? Now, my members are in case you cry. And they are on number of catch and say, Oba may say, Meba may say, see, I'm bizarre question. Yamano Kikano. A Yama by how I started in there. And would you end any water dada? Until the question is, Onya Kwan by your man penino. Yamo Kikaso or Bobayano. I know 1 year. And they was your Bobaye level 100 tertiary or Bema free loan.
No, national youth organizer and so be chilling say enye free.
Na mama ka se na NDC for me ka se ya me ka o eya me ka o eya me ka na say e miracles na kanti hwe policy bi enu amode aba omutumi acheche mu da not even policy bi enu ho
oh but ba ku
24 na what is here yeah 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 here what dey mama 24 hour economy what is here
ba any say me fa ne say bi akantamanto wo mom tonton ne ma wo ho no aban be provide security inti anadwo nyina no betumi aton ne ma the fear ni say ya na nkofo suro say anadwo kwa obi be ye obi bi ni ade afei banks no so no 24 hour passport office bi am yam passport akoba bi china no pa
adwini so honam no bre adwini so honam no
baby ekoma ya di wan say no
chema ena me church obi say adwini so honam no ebre unu say ebe adwini so enti na obekọ no obi mowa si ho no de ne say do mowa de do grass no obekọ no na mowa si ho no kwa langa ubi say o si o me de no ya na me ho to me ubi say nkofo bi za
yeah
o si o me de langa no do a na mitumi ye ne ye adwini so a honam no ebre senior se metie yi metumi asende 100,000 Ghana cedis ato account mu na we yi na ne ya de aye de awopɛ anajo 12 am kra metumi aye nti ebo 1 am me ko gye bank
bia me ko ye deposit
na metumi aye wa ha metumi aye o me phone so
we dey cash
wonim say ATM so we receive deposit ana wonim
oh yes
wonim say ATM awo Ghana ha receive deposit then ye ken adwini so a honam ne bre when na wa Ghana ha waka che won say ye ha we wo my way mu ene say ye pese ye ko bank anajo 1 chemi wiase afada nyina Ghana wiase nyina me online ba ko a ebo 7 pm mpa bank biye mamba ko one country there is none not even one country tell me one country in the world that about 8 pm I call passport office call passport one country but one country mama there is none not any no country in the world
say there is backlog
me say but one na backlog no 8 pm na me say backlog is it about collection at 8 pm
and nipa na staff na e pay ye adwuma point o mtimi process the account
na omo ka kire we say have you see the point into no say oba ubisa le question bi o say e ba ye be hwehwem we bisa passport office no ma ka kire say the entire ye backlog no ye because ye pon 5 unti say omo ka say booklet shortage ho unti ye no ye na unim 24 hour economy say won timi ancheche mu ye unim de wo policy nim on fa no 133 na de kumi wo 133 no nkra ne say omo say aban adwuma public service no we be ba no pa no wapo awia na ne position no obi foforo be fa na awia
say 8 times 3
yes until 133 na mama is question woko passport no say director of passport
sure
it's director of passport no ye wo director of passport we ba no pa ne abada nya director of passport we ba awia ne nya director of passport we ba nwuma nti wo pon a ti se na mo ye no studio ha no no apaka unia na okọ ewia no new director na wo ho
enyuma create employment na create employment
ama create employment o man nim adwini so a honam ne bre enti chief director for local government no 133 ebenya chief director no pa na nya chief director wia na nya chief director nwumre teacher for no mebo 133 na onim de kumikra o say 24 economy kwa football can home because 2 am next year match na La Liga
bia minister of local government me for instance ye betumi anya de obeye 8 hours na enam se esunu ntina wono a be mankrofo aba you be represented by
won say and Dr. Mahmoud Amia Kasembi o say former president Mama is behaving as if so on your man peninda senior no crepa and say the truth of the matter is that there is nowhere in the world that you can say 24 hour economy say na almost no you running no in fact 24 hour economy I think I've told you before it's a very nice strategy that is working in so many countries including even this country London even London kwa city no the entire city almost running 24 hours
there be no
and Oxford Street
yeah
Australia no more than 24 hours.
Me Melbourne na me Koseska. Australia Melbourne. About 5 almost on my
phone. If you see baby anywhere, you run 24 hours or baby out. But if you see baby out bekono, you will specific areas around 24 hours. Anything I Ghana ha. Oko Atemuda. Some Atemuda. Lagos Avenue. Oko base wa. Yenda eno pa ko show bi ani ase ko afi na okoda wo. All kono bi so ba. Oxford Street. Oko dankwa cycle e wo Kaneshi wona ma me no ton wache no. Already 24 hours.
But when it will be formalized. One more me fa some be production no. Aban be ma we incentives. It is a idea we na we produce tenor. Ubenya incentives ama for so about the production
senior. She the omokano and rocket science. They don't have to lie to us for votes simply for this. Nutrifix a factory ewo tema hey Nutrifix a factory ewo tema. Me no kase abo almost about 9:15 and opa shift aba e mo bus na be for mo be ndra na dwo no e ko fie omo ko fie na yi e bo be 5 a omo be djuba omo be anadwo de okotema a lot of the factories are doing it okotakrade a bebre wo ho bantama obi te bantama street odi za bantama senior ura street ni mu a ye wonkofo bi a okọ bantama anita wa akoto no
senya wana mti
ura street wa tem bi a be ura street ba akoto so ajase nti bibia ewo oman we mu dada in specific areas ampa ubetumi de account manifesto maka say oh sa mia ade we yi ebia me ba me gidi say me wo other areas bia metumi ama na yete say Oxford Street on by 24 hours me wo neighborhoods bia me gidi say na wo city no metumi ama na say Lagos Avenue it is our areas way anyway no me ba niama say na maye wo ho if they had put this thing in this manner there will not be any argument. But they are deceiving us when they tell us, public service, 133. Senior, it is a lie. It cannot, see, it is a lie. It doesn't even make sense. In fact, Abembia Bamponas or Caso Ben Sacra, Aban or your mambo for.
Thereby creating employment.
No, but see, what do you need staff at local government ministry 12 a.m. for? What would they be doing?
Construction.
Local government ministry.
There be construction. Me fan say be a kwan. Kwan no e pese ewie ne ntamti we no ba pon wa na
ebi ni yo.
Okay be all there. Say be on be.
Demand and supply. 24-hour economy no. Demand and supply. And you see na be mu say Ghana ha no. Bebia na bi koso. Bebia demand no wo no e koso. It's all they had to do.
But Mustafa Gbandi say me fan say wo fie. Anadwobre no. Well condition. Enye adwuma. Do we have people say bia we mu ba anopa we ma ba enkoba so o mapon. Enti wo from
demand and supply. The lali. Me electrician e friend the lali. Me electrician friend the lali. 4 streets away from me. Me friend the lali anadwo 1 a.m. kra obefa no abeyama. Me so wo bi sa. E demand and supply. Say electrician bi won potamu bi onim sa anadwo bia yenye lipa be 5-6 friend man be ye kanea enye wo enti hye be na beba hye be na beba be ma electrician na watrase 1 month obi an friend na najo 12 da hye be na beba na be bi adwuma 12 wo de hye ben na mom so tena se na se de bia ebo 12 onya lipa be 5-6 friend na obekọ enye wo sa wo command the police for 50 kra kwata na shop na se ade asa 12 obi an friend say ye be adwuma senior. The only reason why I no pay about 10 cocoa wrap on the say obi am meto cocoa after 11 Nemum say if anka about 10 that's a line that's what cocoa
party e dinna no pa.
Yes, say about 10 that's a cocoa line that's what ha. Nko beton cocoa. Enunti e na cocoa wrap bi wo ha upon 10. No wa coffee about 5 ah. No wa say aba. Aba na di to osinity. Onim say about 5 ah. Ye won crofo bi nso a on beto cocoa 5. In fact, say between 12 and 4 p.m. Nkofo ho mbeto kokwa obeba enye wo na obeche ne sombra na okomando police for 50 na say between 12 akopem 4 p.m. obi ameto kokwa ade echi a omma emfa ho police for do ade yeden wo de man no because ni kokko no ye na be say simple common sense enti ye be boa Ghana no ani research Ghana no ani general mosquito esere nkatia say 24-hour economy no organizer na what teaching man kwan so be adwuma 24 hour
o se bi wo areas o me
pudon papa so say omo be yen jata ne enyinamoa ene elephant no ma export na anadwo no de eti e ma 24-hour economy na ai den say omo mbe fidi nyata no ye be fa omo nyina adwuma mu bensere ade dey serious o Enkrofo no ekwa yo mo de nam so no omo tocha yen. And I can tell you serious me say NDC be lose elections here o. I am serious o because Ghana for etie wa no pay yo mo tifie mo mo efuom koko wase edwa so nyina etie say na enkrofo yi to mo plan nie. Omo de an say 8 years aso ye nto abenti MPP ye beba. Ye nka he. Ye de an say ye nkeka ne ma ye gidi say NDC MPP ntumi anye ne yie no na wana gas oba be mu obetuma ye ne nyina yie. Ye nkeka na de ye nto yo mo nto abama yen. Ba say plan pa bisa NDC ni say mo be mo plan pa mo ma teacher for ye den.
I will be quite so their to so see even night clubs crab be running 24 hours.
Night club be running 24 hours. Night club. I didn't hear night no. Running 24 hours. There's a day club and a night club.
Obi asend ya ba say, who say President Mahama can say oba enema would be or obehwem one a state capture, two a lands nema ambulance repairs Sputnik BV no me ade na obeche oba also be make sure say nema sika na akodi ko for obeje say obeje na
say we problem you know na say we answer say oba na we mampeni na say oba na say ugidi say obi ewie sika chini to we say ya dey bia
simple
we kra po de nkan we kasa oba na say we mampeni oba na say ugidi say odame no ye minister for there and there no wi akakra senior che no anamboa so de be kokko say che no so yen kangaroo say when you Rollins aban na dey twesi wuti o de be kokko na wako cheche ma che ndi ntia o just say party bi enu a waton ama aban we japade say NDC party no party no party in fact omo kra de omo sheda call parliament e ko chechire mbra eta omachi omo call parliament e ko pass mbra friend diversity implementation act obekaya 90s no na your group popular committee diversity implementation committee 7 o'clock news GTV yo mo so aye diversity implementation committee the most popular committee e Ghana omo ton Ghana factories makoma 300 wow 300 factories the list is all there who say gasem na ya bind there yeah gasem so you say na ya bind there omo ton ye golden tulip na dey nyina omo no ton ye o golden tulip ni ade nyina omo no ton ye
city hotel
oni nyina omo no ton ye omo ton aban factories makoma 300 hwe opa ho memma o list bo NDC penny bi edin be kire wasase oto ye ya aban de and if you oto ye aban de when the NDC mo on to aban japade when who NDC penny be on to aban
maybe it was backed by law then.
Yes so I don't have a problem. I'm only bringing out the issues.
Okay,
I don't have a problem. I'm only saying say Obeka state capture the actual state captures in the NDC omuton aban japade to say chupa chops and tomatoes. The guys are wicked. Very wicked. Very wicked. No mo ya de ni wi a no ma dane omo hontoma. No ma kan ekwan bi so. No mo de achechire wo. Oya won hwe yeye. Na MPP no, ye no abrofosem no doso. Nti ya ye hu ya asem ka. Abrofosem no e doso. Hwe, mama ka se be nanse ye okujota black honorable. MP for Northton. Okofa a list of insase bia. Obese o kire say MPP aban na aton. Uni bibi insase no de ba ye ni nyina e insase a omo no moton ye 2015-2016 ni nyina na onim it ye release documents no na fe no wa lock
am say ba ko bi ye kan 2015
ni nyina na de tie ne say ono afe no abete ote ne embra omo mata asase na fe no omo registration won say asase no to a e be take ya while and so register into ote ya no de beto abonti no nim say ono an nkrofo hwe prisons cantonment prisons na what opposite police hospital no omo apartment dey accommodation no enye MPP aban the team omo de manipa baako one prisons for headquarters omo de manipa baako one person. I'm telling you
no esi wo abanda na penso.
Oh yes omo de manipa baako me phone edum ka me kan letter ne kire o any contract omo sign na no time omo sign document December after elections omo lose elections 2016 no omo de sasa ne cheye Roman Rich one Buster home Roman Rich omo ton ye omo de manipa baako omo de manipa baako omo ton ye omo de manipa baako they gave it to one person. NDC they gave it to one person omo ton ye omo de manipa baako enti sometimes you see we like to focus on bread and butter, the things that keep the Ghanaian citizen awake. Enti to de bi omo yes aniama na ye hwe din ni ye jai but no government, no group of persons in a via Ghana Japadia aton amomo to say NDC. Omo tonton factories ema mo for DCC sorry. Tonton factories kwata ma ko jowru na kwhwe. In sorry wo akese wo na akese na aban Japadia no mo tonton mo na fofo. Enti eneyi omo nya no na to de bia ho say yenso yekoso ba fam nanso eden ewe ye ho una wo ho anope obi asore di obedi onyaye o enti wo na wo aban mu na sesa wotumi pe bi ma ne di no enye de awo ka na nipa ne ba betie o obi oba be cheche ne re kakra say we mu na ye no ono na otie no enti to de bia ma ya asem ka enye de because wo mpe o senior anope no fu obo a ewo soro no wa ban na ewo so enti wontumi nya no mbe kirekirem enti na to de bia ni aye kom no but state capture NDC for omanji individuals ejapade from nsem omuji individuals ejapade individual persons omaye on business hwe ade ba ko ntie to de bia mo se na ye wo regions bi o mpa NDC asem o mpa NDC na nkofo wi fi abakosem. It has nothing to do about tribalism. It has to do about how some of the indigenous people of those regions are not very popular were treated by the PNDC. In some areas we are okay NDC. Businessmen are my way more. NDC for you businesses from Muslim. Businessmen are my way more. Journey through my way because of NDC. Businessmen are my way more. I am shishi because you go nana buache. Nana bi ne papa. Kobisa ne papa.
Buache mattress.
Appear menkamo. People who self-made people are and this is for omo Japadia, omo ton aban de na beji omo de momo. Edu baby no government owned, state owned asset near Toma 31st December Women's Movement. It's a home country na yanto amomo. It is state capture. The NDC should never ever go on that tangent. Now I told the be own. So omo ka corruption in sem na. Omo nkan charge Mahama. His Excellency. Omo kan ko omo meka. He is the only president in the history of this country. Only president in the history of this country. Up to now. Emunukum edaso when it comes to corruption. The only president.
Oh, but he has been exonerated of all the charges.
Which charges?
Crown Court, no.
Eka said. Ade say an charge no, ntiere say exonerated no. Prosecutor, special prosecutor, one kasa wa exonerated no.
Just an charge.
One charge no. And on say charge no so dey. Prosecutor pa no charge o. And no just one year boni.
Sure.
Ubetumi aye boni, but prosecutor kasa me in charge wa. Me in charge o. UK for no say. Airbus for nankasa ba say. Yesra mo fa nche yen. Fine na wo ho nyina ye betua. Dia mo kan nyina no kre. Ampa Ghana ye kotua bribe. In fact bribe no ye de fa nipa we so. Na nipa we we friend government official one. Ono ne nipa no oboa yen. Enti ono na ye de fa ni nua no so no de bre. Ni nua no ni din nie. We nie. All this while ye nim say government official one ye nim so oje bribe. I don't know. E chenje bi enu hu. Ewo UK for report ni my investigation. The same investigation omo ye bi o US. The same government official one oje bribe. Nana ye hwehwe why na ye government official one. Who? It was not about whether government official one has taken a bribe or not. It was about who was government official one. And then they change one. It is the only thing that special prosecutor Yama so obeji to obeka che so no investigation kire say former president Mahama and the government official one. It is not up to special prosecutor to tell us whether obe charge no and are on charge no. But the fact of the matter is that government official one no Airbus for nankasa confess say ye man bribe. Emma Airbus no educate to ya hoka e wo US any UK dada. It is say obe charge no say won charge no ye issue. Hwe ono pe ni vice president and not akonwa so ono ane president. Emma ye hwehwe mu fa no the same plane. Minim their planes aye no. Okay, is our plane, military planes.
Negotiations dear.
Yeah, na.
Say do baby say your kind say we are obe taxing to do this. You way. And you know, a bassa send ye be any. Me
was a more. You have to be very honest with you. Me won't. Normally I don't place premium on Sunday away. I only bring it up when more corporate, no. You try to bring it up. Otherwise, I must say, I don't penny on my penny or take when you are. Or to be to me, I contract on man, a Juma Bechen Ford car.
or can or the fleet of cars.
Ebia won chichirechire. Problem is ebia chichire mo. Ade no obia won chichire mo. It is na wo tu chichire mo no. Saa na enei wo so kasa oba prosecute obi onu so betumi a chichire mo. Obia won chichire mo senior. Enye wo nko na explanation. Eti men ko gina wo party for him na nwa onu mu ngasa me ba meye eno no Ghana ha no enye kangaroo na yede yo. O nipa na ono so kwa chichire o zira wo chichire mu no. Nko a yebo be 5 ato so. Ebia so won chichire mu. Ebia won chichire mu. Enti I only think say the Ghanaian population are wiser than we were in the past. And that is why the NDC will lose these elections, respectfully, in all humility.
Now, my graphic online. Now, graphic online. I think Aboagye mentioned people calling me a liar. And I thought to myself, at least I'm not being called a murderer, as my boss was, or a drug dealer, or even government official one. It's excellency can ask away.
Aye.
An inference to what?
Say Aboagye catch and say, I don't know what transia na opponent, but it's true. When you say multimedia 4-year investigation be, and mom realize you say, and this in fact in their report, how many international group in a year investigation? Their report established say National Communications Officer of the NDC Sami Jemfi, and the NDC for share that senase. When you say online, a use algorithm say your corner your Kwame Nkrumah tickets here it's modern for. Kwame Nkrumah tickets here 10 BI generate content. Kwame Nkrumah tickets here it's modern for. E bedu baby no. Obo modern for Ghana pa. Kwame Nkrumah tickets them beba.
Yeah, sure.
You see the number of times I am mentioned. And the investigation of multimedia for and this our international group we here in the say the Bawumia is a liar no was a there and this for share that tenase a chichire editor online. That one is established. Some years start investigations no. And more establish it. Enti eno no senior untumi ya hwe obi na ye no wa chichira to so then na obetumi aye enti the oka ne say oh say we nko na mo beka to me so because bibia o aye evidence so kire say ade bia me ka say meye no meye o ka say obeye your friend is saying
baba why is it I'm not being called a murderer
meba o ka say obeye drone zipline drone so mo ka say zipline drone no or the bar anya do betumi aye dempo ebe na drone etumi de moja akọ baabi edu baabi na ye de ba afi do mo si wade no kra behwe ma ho wadware ene ade o se Ghana card ebeba ye betumi de tu kwa afia o mo se yen possible ade bi obeka bi the first no mo kan se oboa enso ebem ene o se mo be from a liar nko ade anka mepe eye sense obe from se me yewudini ana eye sense obe from se me government official one ko government official one de o ye kronfo ana yen sanete eti okawe I think some na yadwe and many opa bisa Isaac Kreti we bisa say e be friend trofo ene say e be friend wudini ana kronfo de no pe bisa no Isaac de na pe ade na say ofem baako ese ofem baako ese ofem baako
nanu ita na be sa kwasa kutia bi o
ese ofem baako
okay
eti obia no ne de eti ono so ne de onya e wafa onni we change kra
I see where the uncommon minister papa na afa mi asha ase ai na mama hwe the way forward enra enkataudia one manfo nyina di ye no se wo run na apa e ko sen
the American say Dr. Mahmoud Bamia wa komapa ema oman Ghana owo adwempa ema oman no owo eniswade hu kese pa ma oman no nokre enye niama na ban ka se ye ba ye be nyina na yetumi aye but ye hwe bebi aba bedri ene dia wesua ene nimde a wenya as vice president ene ono anka sakra ne contribution as vice president to oman we bepem na ogidi se si e ma no kwan na ye bo no be yo mampani a didi kan obetumi abo ene pa ya no ho ban na dia anya aka no otumi aboabo ya no ni ahwe ne de sane ma no so ayeden aba ade ba ko a ehia tisiru pa going into the future of this country kendinia owo abadaye kendinia owo tema kendinia odon no kre ebedi nanim na ne kase pa ye kendinia owo akukudru emre bia masema meka ne se ye kase obi ye kendini papa enye kendini a ebi ebeka say ɔhaw ne amanehunu ba enti na ɔyɛ kandi ni papa o na mo kandi ni papa yɛ de a ɔhaw ne amanehunu de bɛba na mmom ɛba ɔwɔ saa kokoduro na obetumi aka sɛ ɔhaw aba moma yɛn ka yɛn ho mbom ne yɛn yi yɛn ho mfiri mu. That is who Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is. He doesn't believe say ye pay na yɛn saka. In fact, Andrew Crow can say ogidi say still aye difficulties ne hardships as a country na mmom ɔno de nhyehyɛeɛ wei no gidi sɛ ebetumi aboa na yi yɛn free saa ɔhaw nim. Si yɛhwɛ saa nhyehyɛeɛ wei na yɛ gidi sɛ ɔyɛ completely different kind of leader. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is not your regular politician. Ɔno ti wei ɔnte sɛ me yɛmu bi wa politicians ne be fa yɛn. Yɛyɛ ketekete no me recruit yɛn. Mi sakra mo kwabma ne be fa me. Mo wo fa jare kwela bi. Ɛna wo be fa me na odi me ananti mu a. Nti yɛmu de obetumi aka kyerɛ sɛ yɛ de yɛyɛ thoroughbred. Ɔno de ɔyɛ bank out ne baabi. Ɛyɛ ne bank na adwuma. Ɛna yakɔfa no he's a fine line between politics and technocrat. And until then, Napola do much a cast and be say in a say he has changed the face of Ghanaian politics. Before Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, yes, I discussions manifesto Ghana. Oh, yeah. NDC for the answer about one swan, no more matches in the by Kotoma Brunino. You will refuse as a Kotoma Brunino, Kotoma Brunino. In fact, and to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia near to Abama Hofe. Oh, I mean, so I made dimpen for any intimation.
Now, my Enra, Obi Sandy be about Facebook, community social media. Me say questions and be what? Why should I try to man?
Senior, if a question back one and Dre Bisaya, Obi Beka say, no question, are you favorable to former president? Are you favorable to vice president? No precedent.
Something like the crowd, you scholarship students are more.
Nobody has ever exposed himself in the manner in which Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia exposing him to the media. I'm telling you. And I see him former President Mahama media encounter. Any way 4 hours of grilling questions. Me na me moderate. Why na me man? Na question is a man question puna. Enti me na me the question ma obi say Bawulaya. And me ti more den. Me na me the question mo obi say what say fundamentals are weak. And TNA, me na me ma question because so be say, what say economy nurses are suffering, teachers are suffering, others so me na me the question. And they say me more day. There was not a single question. In fact, it was one of the things that I noticed yesterday. Not a single question yesterday. And I'll because we there a friendly question, my daughter. Now me plant a question now. Me plant 3 modern questions here, man. And now the first comment to make here when the questions came, these are tough questions. Yeah. Opa, one kasa question video ni biom. Now pick one question. I'll be say a favorable question. I'll be say oh dear, miracles planted. Difficult questions. The things no president would want to talk about. That is what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia talked about. Now tell me, which vice president in the history of this country has subjected himself in the manner in which Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia subjected himself? The man is different. The man is carrying an entire government on his shoulder. Former President Mahama Kronya Kwambedi president and Sir Oba Abakache and in 2012. He did not carry the government of the NDC and Atamels like Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is carrying it. Everything is on his shoulder. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The man is basically held responsible for everything. And he's taking it. He's chesting it. Oji on the chest without fear. Oji the difficulties, the challenges, and the successes. The good, the bad, and the ugly. 4 hours of grilling questions. In fact, and young make I'm stopping now. Akastela Oguswa Okasa. Because the man simply has nothing to hide. He has nothing to hide. Here, that is why he keeps calling for a debate, you know. Because all person who peti mo say who compare mo mienu na sem. Debate the omuma. Omuma. And your force also. And your force. Ompa no mo ba. Say mo debate no mo pa mo any electricity no nkoka. I say yes say yomo. When I campaign Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and then Opa Kwabele Kuma West. The campaign oye no. Okase we are on the mic is here. At the town hall meeting. Yes. No former president mama I campaign 8 years still I be trying to campaign on wakon wako say obaba kwa no akoda 1 week. That is a strategy. Now why then? Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has taught this country lot more in less than 7 months a year, you know, than former President Mahama. Yene Ghana for din komo. yɛne ahemfo hyia yɛne friend say asɔfo hyia yɛne trade unions hyia yɛne mechanics hyia yɛne teachers hyia yɛne artisans hyia ɔmo nyina yɛde microphone si hɔ ɔyɛ youth connect program or program bɛyɛ fɛ ne youth connect ɔkɔhyia the young people in the constituency ɔne ɔmo tena se wia no the mic si hɔ obi ebisa no question bia ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo bisa no mo si yɛn no yɛyɛ mo si yɛn media engagement yɛyɛ afei mbrɛ na yɛ debate amodwane I am telling you that nobody in the history of this country, no president, no vice president in the history of this country, and etumi aye de Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia aye endra no. I mean, we've done media engagement, ye be, ye share nkrofo, but senior, look at the enormity, the intensity of the conversation yesterday. No journalist was afraid to ask any question. No journalist was holding back in asking any question yesterday in the room. In fact, Endra in the room, no, the vice president gave a posture of give me all the hard questions.
And I mean, you call Sheldon. No, you know, I was on
Obisa ba ko jo hard way. Obisa ba ko no bisa bi. Me no grass am side friend Obisa no side third one. So, enti the fact of the matter is say Endra no was set pace no. Say NDC for be say media engagement bi mu a omo fe be free the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
I say mo omo lunch Saturday no e na bom. It bom one na mo so do we e fa ko same.
Oh, omo ye na chira omo ye bibi e chira na be say na the same day kra be ye. Political
omo ye press out.
Ye chira nso ye baby. Political chat obi anche do obi anye. Ende omo njai do omo keka no. Omo chira biya do obi anye. Obi ye ne politics. Opa ye odi anopa. Ade ye no omo ntrase am ye de ye manifesto launch last week as omo ye odi. Ade na manifesto launch omo man ye the same day. Now omo ye manifesto launch last week ade chi house omo ye a week later. Now tama ye manifesto launch no. And I determined on Tom Diana. When I decide to obey media engagement July, and I'm saying media August. In fact, media engagement, I can show you evidence of it. Our original date was 26 June.
Okay.
Long before the NDC did their media engagement. And I told no, Satana and person obey truncating the original tour no. Next year they be only original tour no. Now later yen. So what does it got to do with anything? Now mo pa no manifesto di empa no mo kaya yente da. Everything in their manifesto is coming from their 2012 manifesto or their 2020 manifesto. Okada ya die biompa naka. Ye the kase be yen nyina ye se be one om so be two. Se be two om so be three. That's all. There is nothing else. Mo sorry am say ya copy manifesto. Mo sorry am say your manifesto ni empty. Mo de na empty na because you copy mo. Sa wo say you copy wa. Wo say be manifesto ye copy mo. E na no mo ka. Mo say wi am say ye de na empty.
And empty sense Mudia muni bi the area no copy.
Empty na empty no. Then say na mu say mudia na say you copy empty thing. And this you copy empty thing. Senior, we have government to run. The teachers of this country, the nurses, the doctors, the maces, the mechanics, the lawyers, people want solutions to your day-to-day problems. And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is willing and ready to fix these challenges. When you ignore NDC for party, no, they should present to the people of this country a credible leader. To be a presentation, I ever support you.
And you better say, pa, you know, when you dabako, you know, because swabba, na ya church and same one be as why come. Openia, and any dean come more away for days so Dennis Miracle Aboagye. Na yeah, we miss swabba, ye bar na fe and come out what do I India to us.
OKFM 101.7.